Saxon Algebra 1, Lesson 45. This lesson is about some statistics. Specifically, we study range, median, mode, and mean. There are fancy words for simple ideas. In English class, you might learn that the word onomatopoeia stands for something that sounds like what it means. For example, buzz is an onomatopoeia because it sounds like what it means. You might also learn that the words some and some are homophones. Those aren't gay telephones. Homophones are words that sound the same but have different meanings. Mathematics also has unusual words whose meanings are simple. When speaking about a series of measurements, we use the mathematical terms range, median, mode, and mean to describe the numerical difference between the least and greatest measurement, the middle measurement, the measurement that appears most frequently, and the average of the measurements, respectively. And by the way, respectively means in that order. These words can be better understood by way of a simple example. Here's our example. A veterinarian weighed 5 dogs that were brought in before noon. Their weights in pounds were 10, 30, 8, 14, and 30, respectively. In the afternoon, 6 more dogs came in. Their weights in pounds were 4, 15, 4, 8, 15, and 18, respectively. If we arrange the weights in order, we have the following: in the morning and in the afternoon. In the morning, the weights of the dogs ranged from 8 pounds to 30 pounds, and in the afternoon from 4 pounds to 18 pounds. As a statistic, range is the difference between the largest and smallest of the data. So in the morning, the range is actually 22 pounds, and in the afternoon, the range is 14 pounds. That's a kind of measure of how spread out the data are. In the morning, there was a greater spread than in the afternoon. The morning had a bigger range than the afternoon. Another statistic is the middle number. In the morning, that's 14. That's called the median. But in the afternoon, the median is halfway between the 8 and the 15. So we take the average of those two numbers, 8 plus 15 divided by 2. And that gives us 11.5 for the median weight in the afternoon. Another statistic is the most frequent number. In the morning, there were 2 dogs that weighed 30 pounds. That's called the mode. But in the afternoon, we have 2 most frequent numbers, the 4 and the 15. So in the afternoon, we have 2 modes, 4 and 15. This is called bimodal data. Bimodal means you have 2 modes. A third statistic for measuring the middle number is the mean. And we get that by adding all the scores and dividing by how many there are. In the morning, the mean turns out to be 18.4. That's your ordinary average. And in the afternoon, we add those numbers and divide by how many there are. There are 6 numbers there. That's the average of those numbers, and it turns out to be 10.67. Here are the definitions of the statistics we just learned. The range is the largest number minus the smallest number. It's a measure of the spread of the data. The median is the middle number, or the average of the two middle numbers, when the numbers are arranged from smallest to largest. The mode is the most repeated number or numbers. Sometimes there is no mode if all the numbers are different. The mean is the ordinary average of all the numbers. You add them up and divide by how many there are. The median, mean, and mode are sometimes called measures of central tendency, since they are representations of the middle or most representative value. Here are some problems. Problem 1. A freight company receives a shipment of 8 cats and 1 cow. Their weights in pounds are 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 3, and 800, respectively. Find A, the range, B, the median, C, the mode, and D, the mean of the weights. First, we arrange the weights from smallest to largest. We have this. For the range, we subtract the smallest from the largest, so the range is 800 minus 2, which is 798. For the median, we find the middle number, and that happens to be 3. The middle number is 3, so the median is 3 pounds. The mode is the most frequent number, which is 2. And the mean is the average of all these numbers. We have to add them up. The weights add up to 821, and there are 9 of them. So the mean is 821 divided by 9, which is 91.22 pounds. Notice that the mean is a heck of a lot bigger than the median or the mode. The median is probably most representative of the middle of this data. On the other hand, the mean is just an average, and since we have that 800-pound cow there, the average is a lot higher than the middle number. Problem 2. The scores on a test were 86, 93, 60, 66, 95, 83, 85, and 78. Find the range, median, mode, and mean of the scores. We begin by arranging these scores in order, from smallest to largest. Here they are. The range is the largest minus the smallest, which is 35. The median is the middle number. We've got to find that. We start at the ends and travel to the middle. And lo and behold, the middle is between 83 and 85. The number halfway between 83 and 85 is obviously 84. So that's the median. The mode? All these numbers are different. So there is no mode for this data. And finally, the mean, we have to add the numbers up. They add to 646, And let's see, how many numbers are there? We've got to divide 646 by 8 because there are 8 numbers, and that gives us 80.75. Problem 3. The mean of 5 numbers is 10. 4 of the numbers are 2, 8, 11, and 14. Find the 5th number. The mean is the average. Let's see. We know the mean is 10, and there are 5 numbers. So we can write the following equation. The sum of those 5 numbers divided by 5 has to equal 10. So the sum of the 5 numbers must be 50, because before we divided by 5, it must have been 50. 50 divided by 5 is 10. Or we could get the 50 by doing 5 times 10. If x is the 5th number, then the sum of all 5 numbers is 50, so we have this. And that's the same as saying 35 plus x equals 50, because the first 4 add to 35. So subtract 35 from both sides, and we get x is 50 minus 35, which is 15. This is the end of Lesson 45. Your assignment, problem set 45 on pages 183 and 184 of your book.